One time for the good people over at WRFG 89.3 FM Atlanta. Also one time for the good people over at Ride 95. All right, now make sure you go to your favorite streaming platforms, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Blog Talk, wherever you stream your content, make sure you go there and you make sure you type in those words, Riding Dirty Radio, and that way you can check out all our exclusive interviews with all the dope artists and all the dope people we chatted up with. All right? Shout out to everybody who's definitely been holding us down. All the people who are subscribed or follow us, whether it's on all social media, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's on Bigo, Pukacha. Man, if you're following Riding Dirty, definitely one time for you guys. We would be nothing if it wasn't for you, the people, the fans. I don't like to say fans if it wasn't for the family. All right, man. Salute to everybody. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure y'all visit our YouTube page. And make sure you're rocking out. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. When you see we drop content, share, comment, and let's help build this family. And that's Riding Dirty TV. All right? At YouTube, we are Riding Dirty TV. All right, now, y'all know what we do. Today is no different than any other day right here on the Riding Dirty Show. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's welcome to the Riding Dirty platform, Mr. Northside Slim. What's going on, my G?
Yeah, what it do? Everything's good.
Man, I always have to start this show off by saying, man, I'm very, very humbled and thankful to have you on this platform. The people that check out this show, that are listening live, the people that's going to check it out later on the stream, the people that's going to listen at WRFG. I'm very humbled to have you here and to talk about your life, your career, and your story right here on the Riding Dirty platform.
Yes, sir. It's an honor, you know what I'm saying? Also, too, you know what I mean? I'm honored, you know what I mean, to be a guest on Riding Dirty, man. Much love out there, man. Love.
All right, man, so let's get into it. I always like to start off at the very beginning. Where is Northside Slim from?
Man, Northside, man, he comes a long way, man. He's from Indianapolis, Indiana, you know what I'm saying? AKA Naptown is what they call it.
Okay. All right, now what's your introduction to this music game? Like, what made you realize or even want to pursue music?
Man, it goes way back, man. I always been like a fan of the music, so you know, it was like different influences, you know, throughout the whole time and stuff too. So, you know, I had some powerful influences that kind of like led me to this point.
All right, now when you say influences, like who are some of the people that influence you, whether it's through the music, whether it's your family? Like, who are some of the people that's brought the brightest influence?
Okay, yeah, well, it would go back then too. I would say like possibly like Nas or something was a big influence. I would say Mac of No Limit Records. Then we can still fast forward to some of the new stuff. I'm kind of like a fan of like NBA YoungBoy, more the South, you know, the Master P's, the Young Dolphs, you know, like all those were heavy influences.
All right. Now, at what age did you realize, number one, you wanted to get into this entertainment field, and number two, that you had talent to even try to do it?
Okay, yeah, that would probably date back around like high school. It was a guy who you know, introduced me to it. He was kind of like a beat maker, had experience, and like me and a couple of my friends too, we were kind of like hanging out. And then it was a couple guys that was doing music already, and he kind of looked at us and was like, "Man, y'all should start a group or something like that." So, you know, it was history from there. Kind of like, you know, he was the beat maker, and he kind of like got us prepped and ready, and then it's been history ever since.
Okay. All right. Now, what was the process like? Because you just can't decide to to just go do music? Like, what was the process like? Did you listen to a lot of records and mimic those records? Did you start writing? Like, what was the process like for you?
Yeah. No mimicking or anything. I would just say, heavy influences. I was kind of liking the story rap, as far as like Nas and Mac of No Limit Records. So, I kind of honed in on my craft and had never even attempted to even do music or anything. Too kind of did like maybe like some band things or something like in middle school, but I kind of picked up the pen and it was kind of like matrimony. I just started expressing myself and it's like a form of poetry. So when the pen hits the paper and thoughts hit the page, it was like history there. So you know that's how far I come with it.
Okay, where'd the name Northside Slim come from?
Okay, yeah, that one was given to me by some trusted partners of mine and stuff too. It kind of comes from like almost from like the streets a bit. They were calling me Slim already. And then when people used to call my phone all the time and stuff, and they would be like, "Man, where are you?" Everybody wanted to question me and be like, as soon as they called me, they'd be like, "Where you at? Where you at?" And I'd be like, "Man, I'm over here on the north side." So, one of my good friends, he was like, "Man, every time I call you and ask you where you at, you always say you on the north side." He was like, "Man, that should be your name."
All right, so you just took it from there.
Yeah. I just took it from there. They were saying Slim already, so I just kind of, combined the two North Side Slim. Like nothing, no discrimination against anybody, or it's not even about like sides of town or anything. That was kind of like the name that was given to me, so I kind of like ran with it. So it's North Side, one word. Some prefer to say Slim, or some prefer to say it together, North Side Slim. So
Okay, no doubt, no doubt. All right, so you started out, actually, you started out in a group. Let's talk a little bit about the group and what made you go from a group to being a solo artist.
okay, yeah. Well, the group, when we started and stuff, everybody wanted to be No Limit Soldiers around like, kind of like the late 90s, like 2000s or something like that. So, me and my friends, we kind of did emulate that a bit though too. It was like me and maybe like four other guys. And then the producer, his name was Brian Faulkner. Uh, and he was like from Peoria, Illinois or whatever too. So when we started the group, you had like the Hot Boys out around that time. You had the Waynes, the BGs, and the Juvenile. So everybody was doing like the soldier thing. So we ended up coming up with the name Soldier Boys.
Okay. Now, how did the group do?
Yeah, I mean we did pretty good. We probably maybe like my first experience in the studio. Um we went and did probably like a few maxi singles or something like that. Kind of hosted a couple parties. Um we never like put it out on a big platform or anything, no, too. So we kind of like booked a few shows, kind of performed, and then like us being so young at the time, it was a few ones that kind of decided to go their own path. So it was like short lived almost though too. I would say it was like short lived, like less than a year or something like that. And different ones had different feelings. They were like, we going our separate ways, and they kind of didn't like the business side of it or whatever, but I was one of the ones that stayed with it and kept going and pursuing it. So
Okay. Now, Indianapolis is not known for hip hop. How do you plan on changing that? And how does the actual Indianapolis scene support? Do they really support their artists? Like, let's talk a little bit about your area.
Okay.
Number one, how do you plan on changing, or being that guy who breaks out of your city? Because I'm thinking, I've been racking my brain this whole talk, trying to figure out who's really broke out of your area.
I hear that all the time too. One of my good friends, like one of my good friends I've been knowing for years, like, he just said that to me, like, I would say maybe like a week ago or something like that, but my perspective is just totally different, when you got faith and you got confidence and you got persistence, like, I mean, the music game is so different now too. Like it kind of doesn't even like kind of matter where you're at though too. Like, it's so much online things or whatever, and travel is important. So I mean, I wouldn't say it's like a huge anybody that's super huge out of here. Like it's guys here that's buzzing though too, like for sure. But they're kind of like just they kind of like the local scene of the music, So as far as like me changing it, I'm just kind of just working and just putting the material out on the platforms that I can get it on and stuff, and I kind of like let the people decide too. It's been getting a pretty good reaction and traction behind it too, and then like, I don't think it's no limits at all though too. I'm like a guy that like travels around, like wherever it's, wherever the excitement is, it's kind of like where you would find me if it was ATL. Like that's where I just came from, like the beginning of the year too, and did maybe like a few videos there, maybe a couple shows there also too. So I would just say just moving around and then like, just building up your buzz and stuff too, but, not limiting yourself to just a certain area or demographic, I would say.
Okay. Look, next time you're in the ATL, definitely hit me up. We can link up. I'm in the ATL.
Okay, yeah, that's where I've been back and forth to from here in Indianapolis to ATL too. That's where I kind of been like doing all the visuals at their shout out to those guys in Playhouse Studios. They looked out for me. Yeah, like I'm supposed to be there too. Like well, I am gonna be there too. Like the last week of October, so we can definitely link up.
No doubt. Okay, now let's talk about your sound. How would you describe your sound?
Yeah, I would describe my sound. I would say like a 101. I would say though too. I know how like the game kind of like people kind of like follow the trend and they want to get with like the hottest sound, or you have people that say, you need to make a record like this, or you need to make a record like that, and that's not even my angle on it or nothing. I just come from the heart. And I just give my story. So, like I think that's key in the game, like being authentic, just being yourself, not trying to duplicate or copy what anyone's doing, and, kind of built in with their recipe. I would say I have my own sound though too. It's just original.
Okay, no doubt. All right, now let's talk a little bit about your label, man. Tell me a little bit about your label, what you got going on with your label situation.
Oh yeah, man, it's an independent label, man. This is the new era, man. It's BDM Records, you know what I'm saying? And that stands for $1 Billion Moves, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the label. I kind of like started it off myself throughout the trials and the tribulations and things of that nature, and it's strictly to the business. So BDM Records is the label. I'm the CEO, and I'm the first artist on the label too. So we building up the buzz right now too. We got plenty of good stuff coming. We got the merch on the way. Got the logo ready. I got my My guy's name is Young Billy. For the logo and stuff too, I'll be like posting him everywhere. You see him on merch, wristbands, you know, you name it. So we just uh, launching off from like last year. So like it's been no slowing down. It's been a song or two um, since last year of October too, and visuals to all of them too. So like working up until towards an album, I would say.
Okay, all right. I want to ask you this question, and we know in hip hop comes with a large amount of tragedy. This year we've lost artists like Dolph. We just lost P&B Rock. Coolio just passed. Um, it seems like almost every 10 days you're hearing about a rapper somewhere, whether large or small, life coming to an end.
True.
Do you feel like being a rap artist is a dangerous occupation?
Yeah, true, man. I just found out about the Coolio too the other day, man. That's a legend right there, man. Too like I just was hearing it too, man. That's a tragedy too with P&B Rock also too, man. And I'm a huge diehard fan of Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I do think it's pretty dangerous and it's pretty tragic though too. Like the best thing I can say is just like protect yourself. Know the people, know the people who you around. Keep the circle small. You know what I'm saying? Like and like just being aware, I do think it's highly dangerous too. Like, kind of when you jump on the mic or you reach a certain point of fame or the money comes and stuff too. You have people that almost want to test you behind that or just look at people and just think it's like that like they didn't earn what they have, or some of the less fortunate or whatever too. So yeah, it's pretty dangerous though, but I would just say stay alert, stay safe and stay dangerous.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, here in Atlanta, we just had the situation with YSL, Young Thug, Gunner, who is still incarcerated, free those guys. But we have situations where artists' lyrics are being used in criminal cases against them. Do you think as an artist you'll ever get to a point where you watch what you say on the mic?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already conscious about what I say anyway too. So like, if any, for all the artists coming up out there or anything, like, do not, I repeat, do not, do not be saying specifically what you're doing out there though too. Do not like, rap is like a form of metaphor. So if you can like decode it some kind of way. I know everybody wants to be, the authentic and the realist and say we did this and we did that, but some things are to be left, left where they are though too. So, just my recommendation is just, like different wording. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all, like I would just say my own perspective though too. Like me coming out right now, or whatever. Like some of the things I talk about, like at the time that it was going on, you wouldn't catch me jumping on the mic saying that I was saying what I was doing as always, like it's 100%, but I wouldn't be giving specific details on certain situations. So I'll just say just be mindful about the things that you're recording and documenting though too. Like it's very critical too, because like hip hop is so huge right now. Everybody's watching, everybody's looking. It's more like into your personal life these days and stuff. They want to see what you're doing. Like, the guys that have good music, like it's cool, but they don't respect it unless you like on camera and you almost like doing something to somebody on camera. And I just want to say, that's not the way though too. Keep it discreet.
Okay. All right. Now, we live in an era where social media and content is king. You can find out what's going on in the world quicker and faster than you can on your nightly and daily news. How have you been able to use social media as a medium to move your music forward?
Oh man, it's been a huge jolt, I would say though too. Cause like I come from the time like of like burning CDs and like going to every club, like if it was somebody performing or something like that, like I had to be there. I was like, that's the music crowd right there. I gotta be out there selling my music or like, so I would say like the internet has definitely like changed the game. Like you can almost like reach anybody, like in an instant these days. So it's like changed the communication and the connection of the game, too. It's so easy, to get in contact with whoever you need to contact with. So it's been
Okay. All right. With that being said, you mentioned clothing company. What's going to be the name of your clothing company, or what's going to be the branding on your clothing company?
Yeah, well, it's in the works right now though too. So like if you do see it, it's gonna be saying BDM, which I said what that means, and it's BDM, and it's actually, it's a variety of things though too, but probably like the first launch, would be like it's gonna be like shirts kind of like with my face on it though too, so no one can like duplicate the logo or anything, kind of like I don't know if you're familiar with like maybe they had like the Che Guerrera shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah, those are dope.
yeah, so something like in that field right there, and we have like the logo, the BDM, and I have like my guy, Young Billy. So you might find it somewhere intricate on the shirt or whatever though too, but some kind of with faces, and then maybe like another series. I have a younger son though too, but he's like one of the faces too also. So we'd do something like that too with words and different stuff too also.
All right, look, let's talk about this joint Facts before you get up out of here. Tell me about Facts, the concept, who produced it, and it drops today, right?
Yeah, the new single is out right now. Facts, you know it. You know what I mean? It was inspired. It kind of like tells tells a lot of kind of through my journey. Something with like friends and just not looking behind you, moving forward, you know what I mean? So, we labeling that Facts. It's out right now. All platforms, Spotify, YouTube, the video is dropping here soon. Also, shall be on the lookout for that though too. But yeah, it was inspired. It was produced by King Matic. He's out of the West Coast in California. So yeah, I kind of just heard the beat or whatever though too, and then I kind of, like I said, I always speak from like my experience and from the heart though too. So like that's kind of what came out. I was like, yeah, it's time to drop the facts though too. That's for it's specifically like for ones who feel like they know me or knew of me, different ones that had to get cut off, on this forward journey. So, I had to drop that one out for them and tell them the facts. We not looking back, we moving forward, and that's facts.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, before we get to the record, tell the people where they can find you on social media and what streaming platforms they can check it out.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Every title is the same. It's Northside, one word, underscore Slim on Instagram. Uh, Northside Slim on Spotify. You can check out. I have the YouTube station. And if you want to find out about the label too, that's BDM Records. If you're looking for that too.
All right, my G. Again, thanks for coming on the show.
I'm on Big XL, Big XL. I appreciate you having me, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor.
All right, do me one favor, man. Let's give these people a taste of these facts. Introduce that record to the world.
Man, it's my new single, just dropped today. Facts, check that out. You know what I mean? Run it up, run it up.
Appreciate it, my G.
100. Hey, 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 you, uh. You know I do. Know why? You know I breathe this.
Make it uncomfortable when nigga won't even much breathe around this bitch. They was talking, I was saying
And seeing that shit, I wasn't dreaming it.
I had dreamed this shit. I don't look back.
I won't look back.
I don't look back.
Yeah, facts.
I won't look back.
Left the past in the past, had me passing up the class. I didn't know then, but now a lot of people mad. Guess they wanted me to stay. Thought I had all day to play.
BDM, Northside, my world, my way.
Hey,
You know I don't know what time it is. You know what I mean? It
years.
took time. You know what I mean? It was finally here.
They was wishing that I failed. They was hoping I ain't sealed. That this same man bitch when they first let me out that cell.
Can't you tell this is me? It ain't no one else to be.
Yeah, they tried.
Shut the door, they turned the lock. I got the key. I got focus. This shit change can never change behind no change.
I had to go and get it. It wasn't once that I complained. Hit the range and took names for this fortune and this fame.
Everybody say they shoot,
But everybody ain't got no aim.
don't look back. I won't look back. I don't look back. I won't look back. Ain't no turning around.
BDM.
$1 moves. Hey.
Yeah. Facts. You. You know I do.